I don't think that's true.
It doesn't sound true.
No.
But
Pride was doing this about 8 years ago.
Yeah, actually that's right. I remember H&R Pride doing this. I remember downloading his replays on iCup and being like, oh wow, he bulldogs every single Terran he plays.
Yeah,
he never even expands.
You know, while we're talking about that, Pride, he was the first person to use bulldogs, and he rushed to Arbiter every game after the bulldog.
Really?
This was back when Arbiter was not used in Protoss versus Terran.
Yeah, I remember it was only carriers.
So obviously this guy sees the future. Yeah.
Well, it looks like he's going to go for a Reaver. Now, this could be a variation of the Bulldog. We do see every once in a while Reaver Goon used to break a Terran who's fast expanding. But then again, you know what? I might be wrong. He might just go for Reaver harassment. There's no right way to do this. There are definitely some wrong ways to do this. But what's so great about StarCraft is that it's such a dynamic game.
Yeah, you can do anything you want. If you can execute it correctly, it can be powerful. I'm not saying the most powerful, but you know, there's just so many aspects to the game. It really is like the most complicated competitive video game ever made.
Yeah, and I agree with you absolutely there. And I've had even Counter-Strike and Warcraft 3 players say that. So before some angry nerd gets threatened by what we just said, some of your own people have sided with us.
Indeed, they have. And you know, Fenix, he's using a lot of being mentally prepared. He's using a lot of early game execution. Those are his strategies to take down IdrA. Whereas IdrA is using safety, and he is using macro in the late game. So, you know, they're both using totally different aspects of the game, yet here we are in Game 5.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's great to see these different styles. IdrA wearing a seatbelt, has a helmet on, and he's driving with airbags in his car. Meanwhile, on the other hand, this guy is juggling fire. Fenix now moving in here. We don't see the shuttle. Oh, yes, we do. There it is.
From behind. Reaver being dropped on the tanks. One Scarab gets off, and I don't think even the second Scarab got off. Those two tanks behind on the ramp being huge monsters, and the Dragoon's just melting. So Fenix is in so much trouble right now. He is so far behind.
He is really behind. That is, when you invest in a rush like that, it has to work. I mean, this is the moment where I would probably just make a Stargate and just start going carriers, because if I just play normally, there's no way I'm going to win.
Yeah, you know, he started his Nexus, and what tech will he choose? Yeah, he has to do something absolutely wild, because from here, IdrA is so far ahead that he can get scanners, make he can make a line of turrets, a snake going up the middle of the map, and it's not going to matter because he is so far ahead right now.
Right, exactly. I got to agree with you there. Man, what an engaging series. I think it's going to take a miracle for our Protoss player to come back here and win this. I just don't know. I mean, my thoughts are racing. I can't think of anything that a toss could do to recover against somebody like IdrA, who's going to macro so well.
Yeah, you know, either he has to think of something really clever that we can't think of, or just get a lot of spellcasters and hope to God that IdrA clumps.
And we are really clever, so I mean,
we are.
Yeah, we are so
more clever than a barrel full of monkeys.
Yeah, we are. Yes, what a profound metaphor.
Yeah. We solve puzzles all day long. That's what we do.
Yes, I just don't know what to do. You know, man, I had a dream actually. This is so weird that I was playing on Destination. I had a dream that I was playing last night. And I was playing a PvT, and I was winning, and then my opponent started making Zerg units. And no, can you imagine how stressful this is? And I was all spread out over the map, and I only had Dragoons, and I was getting run over by Zerglings.
Wow.
And then I woke up because he called me because it was time to go to work.
All right, well.
I thank you for saving me from that nightmare, though. My God, that is a scary place.
That must have been hell right there.
That was hell, man. Like,
wow. You better hope you had a lot of Psystorm. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. No, I didn't have a Psystorm. It was mid-game.
You know, I would like to have that late game for Terran, just Zerglings. Spend all my extra money on Zerglings and just run that huge Protoss army over.
Yes. I mean, that would make it pretty easy.
Yep. Combine the two races into one. Mutos siege tank. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to make Mutas against Zerg while I'm teching the Templars.
Archon and Mutas come in, and the Zerg is just like, LOL, WTF. Wow. All right, so back to the game. Dragoons.
Dragoons are containing. Fenix seems to be playing very normal, and I think we're going to see another 6 factory timing push here with the +1, maybe Maybe +2 attack, +1, but I think +1.
Yeah, I think he's going to be going for the +1 here off of the 2 gas. And, I think that this is the best build TVP on this map is 6 factory.
Yeah, I think so.
Because if you can divide the map in half of the bridges, then suddenly you have all these free expansions, and all you have to do is watch out for harass, because Protoss cannot really rush over those bridges against you.
Yeah.
And it really does take the 6 factories to get out there, because, getting over your little bridge in and of itself is pretty difficult, kind of like nostalgia in the old days.
Yeah, oh god, I hated that map. Yeah, but it can be very difficult for Protoss not only to counterattack when you get in those positions, because Terran can unsiege and get back into a defense position easily, but also it's hard for Protoss to get a surround once you control those bridges.
Yeah, this is a hard map to flank on, that is for certain, and that is the strength for Terran on this map. Overall, it's probably the best, most balanced map in Pro League right now.
Yeah.
But, it's in the late game, if everything is even and Terran has a map cut in half, it gets really hard for Protoss.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, it can be very tricky. But that's just the name of the game. And look at this. What is that unit called?
Rhinodon.
That's a Rhinodon getting in the way of Phoenix's units.
Those critters are so annoying on these maps.
Yes, they are so annoying, man.
Yeah, well, not while you're observing, though. They're fine. Then you're like, oh, look, he's going to lose because of that.
All right, well, it looks like Terran's pushing out.
Something interesting I'd like to point out about this game is Fenix has been being really good about, being a cheesy player, kind of, technical rushes, strong 2-base play and that type of thing. But the one game where he gets really behind early, he's choosing to take that 3rd base, which is what IdrA wants to play against.
Yeah, IdRA's like, yes, he's expanding. I'm going to attack during the pro transfer.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what he's doing. And so IdRA's looking extremely strong right now. He has so many units. We see Fenix has 2 Zealots mixed in with that army, which means he is not at the position yet where you switch over to a lot of Zealots. So that is painful. And IdrA just has such a mass. I don't know what Fenix could possibly do from here. He does not even have high Templars yet that I can see.
IdrA is practically teasing his opponent. He's sieging up, setting up. He wants the Protoss to panic and attack. Fenix isn't going to bite. There's the Panda Bear guy. Gotta mention him at least once a game.
Yeah, well, it looks like Fenix is getting ready. He realizes that something has to happen here. He's either going to lose his 3rd or he's going to counter.
He needs to spend his money, by the way. He had, I believe, almost 1,000 minerals. Yeah, there we see it. Yeah,
looks like it. He's probably stressed out right here. This game is for a trip to Korea for ESWC finals.
Yeah, so there is so much on the line.
This is very.
And for Greg, this is a trip outside of the CJ house. That would
right.
Probably mean a lot.
Probably more than even Fenix going to Korea.
Yes.
But, wow, Spider-Mine's just
GG.
splattering. Oh, that's IdrA saying GG.
Oh, that's IdrA. Oh, man, this kid is so bad mannered.
All right, hold on.
He's the guy that you love to